Hey, what is up? It's Jim, and I'm back with another Tiller tip. This week, we're talking about false identity. I think this is something that a lot of people struggle with. I don't know if literally everyone does, but yeah, it's not uncommon to struggle with false identity. Recently I started coaching a new guy, and I'm really excited about him. He's a great dude, and we've had really great talks. He's been really authentic, all the stuff that I look for in a really good client. And so he has the other day. We had an appointment, and he was running late. He texted me, and he's like, "I'm so sorry. I'm running a few minutes late." I'm like, "That's fine. I'm never going to be mad about that. Like, I could always use the gift of time to get things done, or just to recoup a little bit, right? My job can be kind of intense." So he comes in, and he's like clearly hanging on to this thing. Like, he really feels bad about being late or something. And I'm like, "Dude, seriously, it's not that big of a deal. Let's move on." And there was something about that morning that he was hanging on to. So I started digging around and was asking questions. And what turned up was that he got really spun up and believing some lies and was feeling pretty low. And it was like, ugh. And it distracted him, and it caused him to be late. And so it was like a double whammy of badness. All fine, no big deal, right? And I don't want to share anything more about him and his story, because like I've got confidentiality. I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable like I'm just going to air their stuff on a Tiller tip. So I want to talk about my false identity to kind of give you some understanding of how to work through this and maybe begin to find, our true identity and to start believing that. So my false identity for a long time, literally decades, has been, you are an incapable person. Jim, you are not capable. Like, that is absolutely something I have believed in my life. And there are hard and traumatic moments that absolutely reinforce that. And, you couldn't convince me otherwise. Okay. I've done a lot of work on this, truly. I would see everything through this lens. It's as if my neural pathways were littered with this concept of you're an incapable person. And so someone could say something very benign to me and not really a big deal, and be like, "Oh, like, look at your curls. You kind of have this hair flip coming out, and that's cool." And I would hear that, and it would get processed through my brain. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, this guy's totally right. Like, why would I grow my hair out? Like, I run a ministry. Like, you can't do that. You got to look professional. Like, gosh, I'm so incapable of making a good decision. Like, and I would just beat myself up, and I would just get spun up in this false identity, when in reality, no one cares. Like, my hair looks sweet right now. It looks awesome coming out from under my hair. That guy was just trying to give me a compliment. That's real. So in order to combat this, I needed to boil down to the statement that I am incapable. Like, that is absolutely the false identity. And then I needed to understand what was reinforcing that. Like, what is it in my way of thinking that tells me that that's true when it's absolutely false. And there's these cognitive distortions, and truly there's a list. You can look them up online, of cognitive distortions. And a common one, this is one that I clearly was struggling with. Frankly, my friend from the other day was struggling with. Look, my hair's in my eyes. Like, it's all or nothing thinking. Like, if I'm not completely capable, if I'm not proving myself every minute of every day, well, then I'm just fully incapable. Like, I just am a terrible person. And that's just not clearly true. I can be like moderately capable. I can be like decently capable. It doesn't have to be all or none. This cognitive distortion was warping my thought and reinforcing this false identity. When in reality, I can begin to break this down and say, yeah, maybe it's not totally true. Maybe all or nothing thinking is kind of garbage. And I can own all this, and I can start to say, well, what does God actually think about me? What does he believe? And the truth is, my true identity is that I'm someone who is at least decently capable. Okay. I get myself up in the morning. I dress sloppily. I wear basketball shorts every day, whatever. Who cares? But I am decently capable. And frankly, Jesus died for me, and that deems me as incredibly capable. That deems me as someone with immense value. And that's all that matters. That is my true identity. But I've got to process through this. One of my former counselors calls this the triple column technique. And it really takes processing. You got to get down to that simple false identity statement to begin the process, and then begin to work. And we got to just keep telling ourselves the true identity. We got to get that soundtrack caught in our head. And there are therapies like neurofeedback that can totally help. I think me doing neurofeedback was really helpful to create new neural pathways that weren't littered with that false identity. So there's way more that goes into that, but I just wanted to give you that understanding, because you might believe a false identity about yourself. You might be believing a lie that has been reinforced in so many ways, some of them legitimate, some of them clearly not, like your hair, okay? But we can find victory, we can find freedom from this, but we got to work a process, and we got to boil it down to what God really believes about us. And I just got to say, I think he's pretty high on our stock. Like, he sacrificed a lot. Jesus gave it all for us. Like, our stock's pretty high. There's a true identity that we need to start believing. So that's what I have for you today. I really appreciate you checking these out. Be sure to like, subscribe, share something. I don't know, like podcasters say that. Maybe I should include that at the end of these more often. But appreciate you guys, and I will see you next time.